Let's jump right into our coverage of these great off-season events.
First up, we'll talk about some of the more interesting awards, which were given out at MTI, and both events have their own custom-tailored awards for their event. And in Maryland, one of the awards they had was the Innovative Sensor Fusion Award. They had the KISS Award and the Misumi Mastery Award. The winner of the Misumi Mastery Award was Team 100307 Sigma, and the Misumi Mastery Award goes to the team that the judges deemed to have the most creative and robust hardware solution to this year's challenge. The team that received this award really impressed the judges with their engineering process, design, and performance on the field.
Yeah, so the KIS, or Keep It Super Simple Award, went to Team 12632 Transylvania Robotics, a team from Romania that made the journey all the way to Maryland for this event. This award went to the team that embraced and demonstrated the KISS philosophy when designing their robot. This award celebrates the accessibility and reliability of their mechanical design, and this award can be given to a team for their overall robot design or specific subcomponents of their robot.
I want to jump in and ask you guys something. Do any of you guys call the acronym KISS Keep It Simple Stupid?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure it's not just my team.
Yeah.
Okay, and the third award that they gave out is the Innovative Sensor Fusion Award, which Team 2753, Team Overdrive, won. And this award recognizes the team that utilizes sensors and software to enhance automated and driver-assisted control. Independent of team competition ranking, this award recognizes the system architecture that combines sensors and software to enable a robot and driver to positively respond to planned and unplanned events during gameplay. Team Overdrive actually released their submission for this award, and they have odometry wheels, 2 gyro sensors, and also use their motor encoders. But their autonomous still functions even if there is sensor failure. And now should we play a interview from Team 5975, Cybots?
Sounds great to me.
I'm Sean with FTC Live again, and we're here with the MTI champions, Cybots, from Denver, Iowa, and you guys have an awesome robot. It's really innovative, and you're able to bring together a lot of design aspects. Could you tell me a little bit about your intake mechanism?
Okay, so here in the front with our intake, we have these 2 spring-loaded arms with the compliant wheels, and this is actually using a coaxial shaft here, where the inside shaft is controlling the rotation, and the outside shaft is actually what's powering all of the wheels. And so this allows it to be very compact and all in that same shaft. And then once they come into here, we get to the outtake device. And I know there's been a lot of questions about this before on the Discord. And the way this works is it's able to come over and then rotate the 90 degrees up and then hold the same angle as it continues. And the way this works is this chain linkage here is always keeping this little aluminum arm at the same angle wherever it is. But the thing is, this is spring-loaded against a stop there. So once this tab catches on the side, it then begins to pull the arm down, and the spring loading kicks in. And so that's able to go all the way down into the flat position, and then up into the regular, and stay parallel to the box. And then we're also using this cam track on the side with a roller that's able to help guide it down so that it can't pop forward, and it'll pull it into place.
That's really cool. I always thought that you use some programming and use multiple motors, but the fact that you're able to do that all mechanically is something that I would see in an FRC team, but your entire robot looks like it's built for FRC. Could you tell me a little bit about your relic mechanism?
Sure. So with the relic arm, some of the unique parts are that it's really lightweight with these carbon fiber tubes, and then also very quick with these low friction bearings, as well as a 3.7 motor with a lead screw for driving it out. So this is actually a 4-star Acme rod. It's able to have a 1/2 inch of travel per revolution. So this is able to extend in about 1.8 seconds while only weighing 1.5 pounds.
And that is with the relic on it.
That's really fast. I mean, I've seen your relic mechanism in competition, and it's able to just shoot out there and drop it off. Awesome. Well, thank you for interviewing with me. Congratulations once again for winning this event. And I'm Ishan, and I'm signing off for FTC Live.
Thanks so much
Thank you.
for that interview. It ended up really, really awesome. So next up, we're going to move into some match breakdowns. We'll start with MTI Semifinals 1, match number 2, and then move into MTI Finals 1, match 1. And match 1 of the finals was especially important because it ended up being the sort of unofficial Relic Recovery 1 world record match.
And one thing that's worth noting about MTI before we get into this is the fact that it's a Snake Alliance selection, meaning that instead of the picking order going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, which makes the alliances a lot more fair. And that's, of course, unless Gluten Free is there and is number 1 captain.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the first semifinals 1, match 2. On the Blue Alliance, we have the captain 10037 Sigma, and their first pick 7161 Viperbots Hydra, and their second pick the Loveland Nuts and Bolts team 5040.
And over on the Red Alliance, we have Team 11115, Gluten Free, Team 7182, Mechanical Paradox Cubed, and their second pick, the Cybots, Team 5975.
So, as we're gearing up for this match, we had some pretty high expectations. MP3 has shown that they can do a 5-cube auto, while Gluten Free has their 4-6 that is really, really consistent. So, it was looking like a record match. Starting off with auto, one thing to note is that 7 Sigma elects to leave their preloaded glyph alongside their robot and relies on their multi-glyph to score their 85. And this is a really interesting strategy and one that's debatably legal. Their plan was to leave that there and make the Red Alliance go after it and get it, assuming that the Blue Alliance could cipher before them.
And as you can kind of see, all the robots hit the correct jewels. And then you can't.
So yeah, so Ethan, you can go.
Okay, so we can see the Red Alliance is descoring some of their cubes, getting them in the right order for Cypher. Blue is also working at it. It didn't look like 7 Sigma got their 55-point auto cube there, but I'm not exactly sure. So as we're moving through, Gluten Free doing an incredibly fast job at ciphering like they always do. It's really hard to tell back in the blue corner what Viperbots Hydra is doing, but they're really consistent anyway. 7 Sigma is a little on the slow side for 7 Sigma, but that's what happens when you get to high levels of competitions.
And I'll throw back in there with regarding putting that first glyph, 7 Sigma putting the first glyph next to them. It's a smart strategy because if they finish first, the Red Alliance has to go over, but if the Blue Alliance needs that cube, it's always there, and they'll always have that backup.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of waiting to see what the outcome of this match is, but so far it looks like it's pretty tight. I mean, I think the Red Alliance is a little bit ahead. As we can see, Cybots looks like they're going for the Relic right now. Maybe not.
Yes, they knocked over the back Relic after some just little driver flubs, which means all of a sudden Blue has a shot at this match because they have kind of made up for the deficit from Autonomous that Red was ahead. So you can see Red kind of transitioning to play some defense. And here's where you can see the Red Alliance needs that cube that 7 Sigma left. So
Gluten Free can't get in the way.
Correct.
Because they have the Relic protection, right? Isn't that a thing?
So if it basically is either whoever gets there first and then the team who's there can't or has to get their scoring object in a reasonable amount of time. So they have to be relatively quick at getting their Relic, or the team, if it was a glyph that was there first, has to be relatively quick at grabbing that.
So as we end this match, you can see both Red Alliance robots are balanced. One of the Blue 7 Sigma is balanced. 7161 isn't balanced, and it looks like pretty equal with Cyphers, but the Blue Alliance has that 40-point advantage with the laying down Relic. So this match really all it comes down to is the auto points and what Gluten Free and Cybots could do with their multi-glyph.
Yeah.
One thing I do not remember if this was exact in this match was 7161 actually got a double major penalty in auto in one of their semifinal matches, which actually would have it didn't impact the result of the match, but it actually one in one of their autos they got a double major.
So that was just from leaving their first glyph out and then pushing it in with their multi-glyph?
Yeah, that was holding 3 glyphs.
Yeah. And then scoring while possessing 3. That was rough.
Yeah. And, okay, so we're going to transition into the final match 1. And we have, on the Red Alliance, we have 11115, gluten-free, as well as their first pick, Team 7182, Mechanical Paradox Cubed.
And over on the Blue Alliance, we have the second-ranked captain, the substantial monocephalic brainstem robotics team, number 6931, and their second pick, Team 4634, the Frogbots. So let's dive right in. I did get a little messed up. This is the match that we were anticipating kind of a really crazy high score. On both sides, really, Frogbots all day showed up, and even though they were kind of an unheard of name in the global spectrum before MTI, they really, really showed up and were really good. Whereas Small Stem, or the monocephalic brainstem robotics team, their first pick, Brainstem, it didn't really perform super great that day. So they elected to play their second pick over their first.
And so Team 4634 has been the 2 years in a row the team with the highest OPR that did not advance from the East Super Regionals.
Ouch. That's rough. So over on the Red Alliance, we can see Mechanical Paradox Cubed going to their multi-glyph, gluten-free with 2 glyphs scored, and gluten-free's auto struggling a little bit. Frogbots have their 85 and are sitting on it. And you can see MP3 has successfully scored a column in Autonomous, which is kind of crazy, and I think is the first time that's ever happened.
So they've gotten 5 glyphs, and the column. So they first just flick the first glyph in, and then they go for the next 4, and so that was 5 glyph auto there.
Yeah, so they ended up with a 5 glyph, gluten-free had a 3 glyph autonomous, and it was really insane. And then we can see 4 teams just doing what they do best. This match is really, really crazy just to watch and see each robot really play its own game, and the really high-level teams get really fast at it. So we have MP3 in the red corner going for their relic with 1 minute 20 seconds left. Small Stem is pretty close to a cipher, and Frogbots, like we talked about, showing up and almost with a sub-minute cipher in finals, which is pretty darn awesome. Gluten-free back finishing MP3's cipher.
Yeah, gluten-free is just so fast that they can get their ciphers done and finish their partners so quick. So you can see MP3 is just waiting right there. They're just sitting waiting for gluten-free because they're just so fast.
The strategy they played it in Detroit too, and just because gluten-free is so good at glyphs. And MP3 was one of the best teams with relics at Worlds. They were a really powerhouse alliance here. So we can see Frogbots nicking their first relic there and knocking it over. And we have about 30 seconds of Frogbots trying to balance. Spoiler alert, but yes, we can watch them kind of struggle with this.
And then I don't want to expose myself, but you can see me on camera.
Yes, in those neon orange shorts, right?
Yeah.
Or green. That's pretty great. Yep. Sliding off, 3 seconds, and then they barely make it with 1 second to go. It's really an incredible match. And then that ended up being their alliance had scored 718 points. Just mind-blowing. Gluten-free had a 34-second cipher. And they were done besides MP3 sliding off the balancing stone with 43 seconds.
Whether you are watching live or archived, we need your help to keep fun going. You can subscribe to First Updates Now on Twitch, give bits, or make a donation. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description on how you can help fun.